Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Capricorn in mid-March 2021. What is going on, Capricorn? How are you all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, friends, be safe, be happy, be healthy. I'm wishing that for all of you guys, every member of the collective, even if you're not a Capricorn, if you're a cross-watcher and you're watching today. I wish that for you guys at all times. Where you can, Capricorn and anyone else who's watching, make good choices, treat people kindly. It's good. Put that good vibration out there. It's good for your karma and good for the general collective's vibration. Help raise it up, okay? No announcements here in the middle of the month, so let's just get into it. Anything you want from me, guys, it's in the description box already. Timestamps down there. How to book a personal reading with me is down there. Link to the Instagram is also down there, okay? Let's get into it. Let's find you some messages. Let's see a story today, please. Most pertinent information, most pertinent energies for Capricorn in mid-March 2021. Show them to me, please. Page of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be dealing, but you don't have to be. Tower. Secondary major for Scorpio and also Aries. One more to start, please. Most pertinent messages for Capricorn at this time, middle of March. Thank you. And the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so for some of you, you got some trouble going on at work. Again, Page of Cups, Tower, and the Three of Hazards. Or a child of yours. They don't have to be a little kid, but they can be an adult child is having issues with their work or something stable in their life. Could be, in some of your cases, some kind of separation or divorce in a family situation. Whatever it is, Capricorn, it's monumental with the Tower in the center there. So on all sides, you know, since you've got two cards on either side of the Tower, on all sides, this is not going to be a happy occasion. This is likely to be a troubling or difficult time for you and those other people who might be involved in the situation. For many of you, I'm really heavily getting child energy or young dependent energy from the Page of Cups. They don't have to be a little kid. They could be like a teenager or even a young adult or a full-on adult over the age of 18, but there's someone who has a very dependent energy. They can't really do much for themselves. This could be you, Capricorn. Shout out to the cross watchers, okay? So, you know, if you're cross watching, you know, flip it all around, but I'm going to address it as if Capricorn is not this person. I feel like this is, since it's a Capricorn reading, it's mostly coming towards and is being experienced by a Capricorn. But somebody here, extremely sensitive, sentimental. They might be incredibly empathic, or just what's that called? They have like high sensory perception. They don't have to be empathic, but they could be some, you know, a little sprinkle of psychic in some type of way, where they have premonitions, perhaps. It's very interesting. I'm moving that kind of strongly off of that page. And this person, I think, is having a problem or trouble getting along in a group. I feel like this person is having trouble getting along in a group. So again, this can be for some of you a work issue or some other area of your life where there's a strong foundation and also sort of like a predictability in the circumstance. So again, family or work is what this feels like, where we expect certain things to go a certain way, and when they don't, it kind of is haphazard to us. Yes? So this page, I think, is sort of the odd man or odd woman out or odd person out, you know. I don't think that they are able to do what other people can do, because when we talk about Three of Hazards, aka Three of Pentacles, we're talking about people who sort of make an agreement. This is how we're going to go forward with the project. This is what we need to prioritize as a family. This is what we need to work on as a group of friends, or how we're going to, you know, sort of make something work. And I feel like this page is just outside of that. So that could be because of, again, their demeanor. I feel like they struggle to fit in socially. They might struggle to fit in terms of responsibility, in terms of making sure that they come into a situation and a circumstance or a relationship between just you and one other person or a group of people, and showing up to do the work. Pages not only represent children, again, they don't have to be little kids, but pages generally represent inexperienced energy or immature energy. Energy that is very much the novice, right? The person or the group of people, if it's more than one person, who show up and they don't really know as much as anyone else in the room. You know what I mean? So I feel here someone lacks experience or know-how or has a social awkwardness, I'll call it, that makes it hard for them to do the job, to do the work, to be a part of the team, a part of the committee. Interesting, the word committee came through there, so that flies for at least one of you. Committee is important. And they're just odd men out. And the tower really is like, I'm going to clarify this because I really don't have much to say about it other than I think it's on the table, it's a wedge between this person and a group, this person and their family, this person and their workmates, their colleagues, yes? So let's clarify the tower. Why is the tower here for Capricorn? Give me information on the tower. Why is the tower here for Capricorn? Show me. Ten of Swords. And the Devil, okay. So someone might have an addiction, a compulsion, an obsession, fixation, something like that. Devil card is major arcana for you, Capricorn. I'm not saying you are the devil or that you are the cause of somebody's addiction or something like that. It's just, you know, this is just your card in tarot. That's the only reason I mention it. Partner with the Ten of Swords. So someone has been sort of fighting a losing battle. You know, I apologize for the gruesomeness of this deck, but this was the deck I was called to use for you guys this month. This is the Zombie Tarot deck, so sorry if the imagery is a little gross to you, but I feel like someone's been sort of, you know, fighting this losing battle, and like someone's just like really exhausted. Now, addictions, fixations, compulsions, all those things, sure, that can talk about, you know, drugs or substances, alcohol, you know, sex, food, shopping, all those types of addictions, right? There are also compulsions or obsessions that don't have anything to do with being high or spending too much money or anything like that. So this could be that someone in this tower moment has been sort of doing the work of others, or letting other people take from them, because you can see this guy again in the Ten of Swords, like all these hands are reaching and grabbing for his body, and he's only got one line of defense, a meat cleaver, and apparently it's not done a good job because he's all dismembered. So someone has been really fighting a really hard battle to maintain for themselves, or maintain for another person, maintain for a group perhaps. Three of hazards up there, Three of Pentacles, and it's just like to no avail. Like, I feel like somebody really is having a hard time keeping that up. And, you know, that would be confirmed because this is a Ten of Swords, yes? Ten of Swords, culmination points. We've come to the end of the road, or we're at the end of our rope. And it's sort of the the traditional understanding of the Ten of Swords is that it often makes a person feel as if they've been betrayed, backstabbed, left for dead, that they've gone through the most horrible of horrors in their life, and they've sort of been abandoned by those that they know and love. Or if you dig a little deeper, it can, well, not in all cases, but sometimes in other instances, it is also about self-sacrifice or self-betrayal, yes? Not sure exactly where this hits for you. If it resonates, great. Please, you know, continue to rock with the message. If none of this resonates, don't worry about it. It's just not your message, okay? So the tower has to do, I think, with someone overgiving to a situation, possibly since it's connecting, or it's touching back to the Page of Cups, the way I've laid it here on the table. So someone could have been sacrificing a lot of themselves for the sake of another person, and that creates a tower moment because that's an imbalance. Towers more than likely come when situations don't have a true balance within them, yes? And it cracks the foundation. It strikes down and hits at something that we thought was solid and strong and we were going to be able to build on indefinitely. that doesn't happen. You can't build on something indefinitely if it's imbalanced, right? And that's kind of the point. If a tower is meant to go sky high, it has to be equal and level on all sides, yes? You can't continue to build. Think of it like a Jenga tower. If, one side is heavier than the other, it becomes lopsided and then it eventually crashes down, yes? So that's what I feel has happened here. Somebody, what they've indulged in is a protective energy. They've indulged in carrying the load of other people, filling in those gaps because someone is out to lunch for whatever reason, whether it be their own inclination, whether it be their own disposition, whether it be because of their own choices, or because, like I said earlier, someone might be actually incredibly dependent through no fault of their own, because of how old they are, because of how, I'm really, no offense to anybody, I'm really getting like potentially that there might be one or two of you who are dealing with a person who has a learning disability, and that person, through no fault of their own, has to be indulged, has to be taken care of, has to be catered to, because that's how they were born, or that's, what has happened in their life. And, what I'm getting here, and this is not the truth that you might hold, Capricorn, but it's the truth possibly for someone in the situation, another family member, a close friend, a colleague or something. Someone in this energy finds that person, regardless of their, ability to communicate, to learn, to function, they view this person as a burden. Okay? Ten of Swords can sometimes be a card of burden that we've carried for a long time. And again, it's like this self-sacrificial energy that comes along with it. And I'm not sure what you're meant to do with that information. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to say about it. But it just feels like knowing that this person is a burden and they'll always be a burden, or for the foreseeable, that's how it's going to be. And so we kind of get to a point where we've been giving to this person possibly beyond our limits. Now, this is not me saying abandon your responsibilities if this person is a dependent of you. Not at all. But what I'm sensing is somebody who's not getting, maybe that's it, not getting help from other sources, right? So if this is your kid or your partner in business, in love, in relationships, whatever, and they aren't able to show up in equal measure, Capricorn, you would want that person or someone else to be able to step up, right? So if this is a kid and they require round-the-clock care, this is possibly you filling in that void instead of, or because there is a lacking in supplemental care for whatever reason. And that creates burden. Even if you might love, clearly, if this is your child or someone that's precious to you, you're going to love them with all your heart, yes? But because of financial burdens, restrictions, trouble with insurance, trouble with access, whatever it is, if this person can't get the help that they need, it then falls to the caretaker, the primary caretaker, yes? And that creates a burden. And so the tower moment, I feel, is, again, like reaching the end of the rope. I don't sense anything tragic, but it is very exhausted. This whole thing together is painting me a picture of a person and a group of people, again with the Three of Hazards up there, Three of Pentacles, a group of people who in certain, each individual is exhausted to a certain degree. Yes? Yikes. I think that's really it. It's kind of like that's the only message I'm really seeing. Because we want to work together, but everything else that's come out, like I think this is the goal, the Three of Hazards, the Three of Pentacles. I think that's what you and everybody else in the situation wants, to make it work. Whatever we're talking about, family, work, love relationships, parental and child relationships, whatever. We want it to work. We want it to be a well-oiled machine. But there are so many things that contribute to this not really going that way. So let me get you a card of advice and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? So give me one card of advice for Capricorn regarding this entire situation. One card of advice for Capricorn regarding this entire situation. Show me. Two of Cups. Okay. So that speaks again to like this partnership thing, making connections with other people. For some of you, you might have a significant, dare I say, soulmate, who's a friend, a close relative, something like that. Maybe a romantic partner, but I wouldn't stress that too much. And I'm not going to do my caveat too much anymore. Maybe I've been doing it for several years now. If you've worked with me before, if you've seen me before, you kind of know what I mean about that. If not, check out some of my previous videos. But again, there might be a need to, maybe even as this picture is sort of showing, to sit down and have a meal with a person or a dialogue with a person to get clear on what you need to do going forward. For some of you, this is like a meeting, a business dinner that you're going to have with your colleagues, with your bosses, with your partners, whoever, to kind of clear up all of this. This is deeper than what I've explored. This is much more dense and hard to really navigate, but I think you already know that. And I think the way to get clear of it is to communicate and also make certain connections and make certain decisions. If you feel very strongly that the business you started with someone years ago who hasn't ever grown up, who hasn't stepped into the realm or the role of their responsibility fully, if you need to divest with that person and start anew with a different partner, you should do so. If this is a romantic situation and you want it to be, smooth sailing, but you or they have struggles, possibly with addictions, obsessions, compulsions, and things like that, and the Tower comes along to kind of allow you to clean slate it. Here's how you get jumping onto that clean slate. You make new connections, you make new choices, yes, and you make sure that they're aligned with you. I feel like many of you are in misalignment right now, Capricorn. And so getting realigned, refocused, and communicating and connecting with people who can help you move towards whatever your goal is, I think that's what the tarot would like for you to do, okay? All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it here. That is your reading for mid-March. If you like this reading, like buttons down below, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed before. Make sure you hit the notification bell, okay? Capricorn, if you need me for anything in terms of having a personal reading, you can look below and book with me following the steps that are down there, okay? Until I see you guys again, take care.